Hi, I'm Riley Harvey for Virtual Cycling News, and I'm happy to join up again with Jeff Rooney. We spoke to him a little while ago about his Guinness World Record challenge, and we're about a week down the line now. So just wanted to catch up with Jeff and see how he gone. Hi, Jeff. You okay?
Not bad, thanks, Riley. I'm good.
Great. I see you on the bike. Have you got off it since your challenge, or you just stayed on it?
I've been off it a few times, but wasn't going to stay off too long. Otherwise, the legs would be a bit too happy to be off. Would seize up. Got to keep them rolling. Get ready for the next event down the track.
Fantastic. How long did it take you to feel like you'd recovered after the 12 hours?
I felt sort of reasonable 2 days later. So, like regular DOMs, 2 days in, sort of felt it a bit. But interestingly, it was probably one of the longest times it's taken me to recover from endurance events. So even by the following Thursday, I was still a bit tender in the legs and couldn't push too hard. I could function normally every day, and everyone was surprised at work. Even from end of Monday, I was moving okay, just no power in the legs. So you go for a ride and hit a bit of a hill, and it's like, oh, next gear, oh, no more.
So do you think that's because the challenge was so extreme, or a bit of old age, or the injuries that you'd suffered, or a combination of all three?
Oh, it's more of, I actually had an off day on the day of the challenge. So basically what I was feeling by the 3 hour mark is what I normally expect for a 12-hour challenge, is what you'd expect after about 10 hours. That whole, you're ready to stop, you're happy to give up. It was a training ride, you'd be off the bike, but you got that last bit to push through. But I don't know, it was just a bad day. Things didn't quite work out, and I was feeling that by the 3 hour mark. So it was a tough day.
Yeah, it must be. So at 3 hours, you're having those thoughts about calling it quits. But I suppose when you've made all these arrangements, you've got everyone watching you, and there isn't really much choice but to power through. The mental challenge was the bit that you found hardest then.
Yeah. And with something like that, like, took so much to get it set up. You can't go, no, today's not the day. I'll come back tomorrow and have another go for 12 hours. It's not quite that simple. So just had to follow through and hope for the best.
And with all your arrangements, did you find that they went pretty smoothly? Because I know you had to have adjudicators standing there and watching you all the way through. Your volunteers were all there on time, and all those sorts of things worked out okay?
Yeah, mostly. The very first pair of witnesses was a mother and daughter, and they didn't arrive till late. But lucky for me, a friend popped in. He was heading out for a run, and he popped in early just before we started, and like sort of waiting, and so went, well, while you're here. So him, because my partner, we didn't book in as witness, so we sort of always had at least one backup.
Yeah.
They did the very first bit till the other two showed up. So that was the first panic. I was sort of thinking, before we even start, that's it, game over. So, but yeah, we got through. Everyone showed up, did their thing, so I filled out the forms. So hopefully did everything sort of exactly how they want. Now wait and see for that bit.
I suppose the important part then, Jeff, is that those who might not have watched the stream, which you can catch up, it's still showing on ZMS live streams Facebook page. But those people who haven't watched the stream, how far did you actually get?
455.9 kilometers.
And that was it 440 the record, Jeff?
440 I had to break. So we did that with 20 minutes to spare.
Fantastic.
So the last bit was just getting a little bit of buffer. But in reality, the distance I did, as I spoke about, my aim was more like the 5:10, match the unofficial record.
Yeah.
With with having a tough day and a couple of little hiccups, bit of fun with technology. It's sort of we came short of that, but really it's something there that, you know, someone else can come along and have a good crack at. So you don't have to be a bloody super pro athlete to do it.
Yeah,
I'm certainly far from that.
but you're not setting your sights on another crack at it just at this moment, then, Jeff?
Well, I'm interested. I've actually got. It was funny. When I did my research on sort of what Guinness record sort of had a chance at, as mentioned, you know, the 6 hour outdoor was one that was on my list. That was pre-Christoph Strasser. He's blown that out of the water a bit. Because I was looking at going, yeah, just like it has to be a day that everything went right. But yeah, I reckon I'll do that if I, you know, set everything up just right, got the aero on the bike just right. But that's gone. But there's another indoor one. Most vertical meters climbed in 12 hours. And that's currently at 10,000. And well, again, on a reasonable day, I'm reasonably confident I can break that. I did 9,000 doing a Everest virtual challenge, and I did that in 9.5 hours. So I know I've got that within me. But again, you know, you've got to have everything come together on the day. And well, I've already had people going, well, you fell short of what you want. We know you're going to want to have another crack at it, but I don't know. Maybe put it out there. The next one will have get a whole group of us that are going to go for it, and you know, see who gets there in the end.
Yeah,
that'd be a different way to do it. Better sort of like team support amongst everyone. There we go. Best spitballing on the spot, eh?
More like a whole group challenge. Maybe it could be a world challenge. You could have somebody based in each continent of the world having a crack at it at the same time.
That's it. Why not? As I said, it's not down to, you know, you don't have to be a pro level athlete for this sort of thing. You just got to, well, you know, a bit of practice, a bit of understanding of yourself, and you know, anyone can do it.
Some good chamois cream, a good pair of shorts, and a nice saddle.
That's it. Plenty of distractions.
Yeah.
Stop yourself thinking about the legs.
So, yeah, you did it in one of your works communal rooms, didn't you, Jeff?
Yeah. So it's well, they call it the Training Development Centre. So they do like a lot of meetings there, a lot of training things. So the room gets set up for all different things. But it was the perfect size room and everything for the event. And people could come and go. It was easy access from the CBD. So yeah, people could come and go and check it out and have a laugh. We had the spare bike set up there for people to jump on and have a spin. And that was good. That sort of, once the first person hopped on and had a bit of a go, then suddenly people started hopping on and having a go, and a few kids jumping on. So it was like, you know, got a few people a bit of idea. A couple of riders come along that, you know, I know are good quality riders, jump on. They wait, pack, come around, go to jump in and go, oh, actually got to try to join you. So you could sort of see, like, they wouldn't say anything, but you could sort of see the shock in their face that, oh, a little bit harder than what I first thought it would be. But it was good. It was a good community thing. A whole variety of different people come along to sort of see, in and out all day. Got no idea on numbers, sort of, you know, my focus wasn't very much on all that.
Yeah, I guess you were pretty busy.
Yeah, just a little bit. Feeling sorry for myself for half the day. Never had the CEO of Port Nelson come in and that, and probably one of my darker times, and trying to pretend to have a smile on his face, but he's done a bit of running and multi-sport and that, so he understands it. So that was good.
And did you have a lot of community riders jumping in with you and helping you out from around the globe on RGT, or was it mainly just your friends locally?
Yeah, no, there was plenty jumped on. A lot of people don't know or names seen, like a lot of the online group rides that had, you know, names you see pop up there all the time, but don't do much direct interaction with them. it's just that whole community. Everyone sort of groups together and helps everyone out. So that was quite good. That helped a lot.
That's great. And you mentioned a technical issue or a few technical issues. Did you?
Yeah, all started, well, we did our setup on Friday. And the first problem we had was the internet service of Port Nelson. It's set up in a way, I think people trying to hack into it. So it'll do downloads fine or uploads fine, but any app that's doing both two-way didn't like it. So Discord wasn't working, RGT wasn't working because obviously it's backwards and forwards the whole time. So luckily the IT guy come in, did a workaround and all that and got it going. We think that possibly with what he set up, it still had a every couple of hours doing like a reset thing.
Yeah.
So that made it the app crashed twice, which sort of messes with the headspace a little bit. Yeah, but other than that, most other things, you know, it was more just to me than that. So those little things didn't help, especially on a bad day.
Yeah.
You know, when things start happening, you sort of start looking for something to blame. But yeah, we got through. And again, you know, with having the people hanging around and support at the time with one of the crashes, there was one of the guys there as a witness. He just jumped on, got things up and running again. It was good, just straight into it.
That's great. It sounds like you had a good team to support you.
Yeah, it's very, very lucky. It's I said the local mountain bike club were the ones that sort of put the word out and did all the running around behind the scenes to help get the witnesses there and get it set up and the roster and, you know, a lot of the bits and pieces. So it's actually good to not have 100% of the workload getting prepared for it.
And you did it in aid of a charity as well, a local charity. What was the charity again?
Yeah, LifeLink, that's what they call. So they're a, you go to them like for support. They help out people, you know, with financial difficulties or like personal challenges and that. And they do it at a basically a competitive price. You know, they don't charge the big dollars for people to go along for a session. So if they fall outside the normal one where it might be covered by work or such things, they do it. So they were always needing the funds to obviously help keep running their project. And being a local one was good, sort of with the local community, you actually feel like you're giving back to the community rather than just a big global thing where a lot of people sort of detach themselves and go, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so you can see them actually having an effect on the local community around you. It's something that's visible to everyone that's there, and like you say, doesn't get dissipated across the globe.
Yeah, and it was good. It was a good way of bringing in like the non-cyclists a bit. There's a bit of a reason for them to support it a bit. Come along, like they had a sausage sizzle going, raffles, you know, taking donations. So it's good. They were happy with the day. That was another reason we kept going. Like when I was feeling bad, it's like, oh, the sausage sizzle's still going. I better not stop, otherwise that'll mess that up. No, they'll lose sales. You know, all the strange things that go through your brain.
So, and speaking of sausage sizzle, how did your fueling strategy go? Were you happy with your food and eating, and did all that go well?
Yeah, generally. Part of having the off day was early on. I don't think I wasn't actually sweating properly. So toilet break started a lot sooner than expected, but I wasn't game to slow down the drinking because, like, if you get dehydrated with endurance, then, you know, that messes things up very quickly. So would have preferred to having to stop and go for a toilet break more often than to get dehydrated and just collapse.
Yeah.
So, but I try for as long as possible to just stay on the liquid stuff. So just gels or sometimes as a change up, have like little baby food sachets which is just like pureed stuff. But yeah, you stay with the liquids. If you put solids in your stomach when you're going at a reasonable intensity, then your body has to divert blood to your stomach to digest it, which takes it away from the legs, which makes everything harder again. So yeah, it's that's the thing I've learned. I've, again, with practice, picked the products that sort of work for me, that don't upset the stomach towards the end. Well, like some of them, they seem very acidic or don't react well with it. Me, it's, again, all the practice beforehand. That's what gets everything right on the day.
Yeah, it's not something you just hop on the bike and do randomly. It's something you're working towards all the time.
Yeah, and it's like people read it, but I don't think sort of fully absorb. Keep saying, oh, practice this, practice that, and I'm only doing a 1 hour ride. Don't need to eat. You just got to practice it, get in the habits of it, learn what works for you, what doesn't. That's half your battle. And knowing and having a bad day, or especially like in your build-up, is almost essential as well. Knowing what you feel, what you go through, and then how to deal with it. So little things like, actually didn't have it this time, but things like sometimes when you get stomach problems, it might be because I've had maybe too many carbs in a short period, like the building up in the body, so you've got to just go, just water for an hour, let the body catch up again, and then go. So a big mantra that always got to remember in these things that I was taught early on is whatever you're feeling now won't last. Unfortunately, that goes both directions, but it's sort of, when you remember, it helps you mentally prepare. So when you're feeling good, that's going to disappear too. But you just got to be patient and it'll come back. So.
Highs and lows, a roller coaster.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like when I was doing 24-hour races, used to start at like midday to midday. At 2 a.m, some of the things that go through your brain, just how stupid cycling is and riding and what a dumb sport. You go through all that, but then you get towards the end, you start like, okay, next year I'm going to do this different, I'm going to do that different. Oh, I should try this, and it's like you just go through everything. So the whole 80% mental thing really comes into play in endurance.
Psychology is a bigger game than the legs in some cases.
Yeah, it's understanding your body. Your body's capable of a lot more than what your mind will let you know. It keeps telling you, oh, no, that doesn't seem good. We'll back off here. But once you realize that, no, don't be soft. Come on, keep going. Like Jens used to say, shut up, legs. That's what it is. It's going, yeah, you might be telling me that, but I know better. I know what we can do.
Push through.
So, it becomes a personal challenge as well. And I think as a person, you sort of grow a lot from putting yourself through experiences and learning about yourself and how to deal with it. And it helps with everyday life. You're capable of a lot more. For me, with the accident, having all this background with all this, I knew I could cope with it, just set goals to get through it. My end goal was to be back to as good as I possibly could. So, instead of focusing on, no, poor me, look what's happened, just focus, okay, this is where we're at now. Got a point where we want to get. Let's get there. No.
Well, it certainly sounds like you're getting there, Jeff. Definitely a few miles ahead of me on the bike this year. Just a quick one to finish off. So Guinness World Records, we're pretty sure you've passed the distance. You've had the witnesses there. You've sent all of the information off. So how long do you expect before you'll get it ratified by GWR?
Well, they say about 12 weeks. Researching on their site at the moment, they reckon it's sort of about 14-ish weeks. So we'll just see. Because they go, they've got a little tempter there. You can pay to do a priority upgrade. It's equivalent of like I think $1,000 US. Kind of like, I'm not in that big a hurry. But if they made the carrot a bit smaller, like $100 or something, they'd probably make more money that way, because you'd sort of go, oh yeah, that's worth it. I want it a little bit quicker. With that sort of money, especially like as a whole, financially, I'll probably put a bit into this whole thing, just with, you know, the time on the bike, setting everything up, making sure I've got all the right things. So, you know, it's a bike rider, we're always spending. The N+1 rule. Always looking to have something a bit better.
Definitely, yeah. And when the Guinness World Record comes back, where are you gonna hang that plaque? I
don't know, maybe just behind me here in the garage or something. We'll see.
It's great.
Somewhere
to give you,
for me, you know, it's not something that I need to show off or be big note myself about it. It was a personal challenge as much as anything.
So, and do you get a copy then of the Guinness World Records book?
I'm not sure what they get. Like, I know they send out the plaque and all that. But you can probably have a copy for another $50 or something.
Well, I'm really glad that you achieved it, Jeff, and I'm looking forward to seeing the next challenge. I think you've got another stab at this 12-hour one in you. I think you can beat these unofficial records and get it clear for yourself if you avoid these technical issues next time around. Certainly sounds like you had it in the legs even on a bad day.
Yeah. Oh, let's put it out, the challenge out to the community. We'll get a few people involved. We'll make it a bigger thing.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'll be helping there, Jeff. I'll put the word around, see if we can get someone from each continent on it.
Yeah, it's a big good thing. Just proves that how you know these platforms bring people together, and you know, and with the COVID and everything else, that we still have an out. We still have something to keep us going.
Yeah. Be one person from every continent. It'll be a sprint on the last little bit to see who can make it to get the record.
Yeah, a sprint. Very relative.
Yeah. If you're able to sprint, you've not gone fast enough.
Excellent.
Well, it's great speaking to you again, Jeff. And we'll keep in touch and catch up with you soon before you do your Everesting challenge.
Excellent.
Take care.
Thanks, Riley.